This next one is a Lifetime movie, and they say it's not based on an actual person, but you already know it is, and Lifetime just didn't want to get sued. The story opens with a couple's home burning down. When firefighters arrive, the couple says their foster child, Gabby, definitely started the fire, but the firefighter insists.
She's a little girl.
Be so for real. That ain't no little girl. Jessica Long, a real estate agent, desperately wants to expand her family through adoption. One morning, she reminds her daughter Rhiannon, a school athlete, not to linger at her track meeting to avoid inhaling the smoke from the fires that the little dwarf started. Rhiannon jokes that with a mother as protective as Jessica, she's probably the healthiest person in school and might never die. Jessica laughs and says she wouldn't mind that at all. Oh no. Rhiannon inherited her humor from Jessica. Shortly after, Rhiannon's friend Derek stops by and they head off to school together. Jessica then receives a call from Maya, her adoption agent, with disappointing news. For the fourth time in 3 years, a baby adoption has fallen through. This time, however, Maya offers an alternative, an 8-year-old girl with special needs. Jessica is unsure, so she pulls her husband Karl into the call. Maya explains that since they're both in their 40s, getting a baby adopted is increasingly difficult, and they should seriously consider other options. Karl and Jessica ask to see the child first. Maya agrees without hesitation and asks them to come to the foster home the next morning. Karl is skeptical about taking in an 8-year-old, but Jessica convinces him and they agree to give it a shot. Later, Karl meets up with his partner Oliver and briefly mentions the adoption. Oliver says if it's what Jessica wants, then he should go for it. That same day, Jessica visits her friend Lonnie at the Palmer house, a property she's working to sell. Lonnie questions why adopting a child with special needs matters so much when Jessica has already done a wonderful job raising Rhiannon, suggesting she might just need new adventures, like traveling instead, or a threesome. Jessica disagrees. All she has ever wanted is to be a mother who protects her children from the world. Apparently, she uses the Palmers as an example, pointing out that they're selling a home where they raised 3 kids, simply because it now feels empty. That hits close to home for her. Meanwhile, back at the foster home, Gabby is seen buying a drawing from one of her foster mates. The next morning, Jessica and Karl arrive at the orphanage. Jessica is visibly anxious, dreading another rejection. Maya meets them and walks them through the file of Gabrielle Sadler. According to her documents, Gabby was born in a small village in Portugal to an American mother named Jeanette Sadler. Before Gabby was even a year old, her mother chose to marry a local man who wanted nothing to do with a dwarf and gave Gabby up. Gabby ended up in an orphanage until her grandmother discovered she existed and sent for her. Around that time, however, the village suffered a major earthquake that left the orphanage badly damaged. Not long after, Gabby's grandmother developed dementia and was moved to a care facility. Gabby has been in foster care ever since. Meanwhile, Gabby shows the caretaker the drawing she supposedly made. When Gabby is brought out to meet them, she asks,
"Would you love me?"
the way I'd be going to hell for laughing right in Gabby's face. Then Gabby hands Jessica the drawing she bought earlier, claiming she made it herself. Jessica and Karl are immediately taken with her and agree to go ahead with the adoption. Maya begins the paperwork right away. That evening, Gabby arrives at her new home. Rhiannon gives her a warm welcome and shows her to her room, which had originally been set up 3 years earlier for a baby. Gabby looks around and asks to be left alone to rest. The family gives her space. Jessica feels something is off, though she can't quite name it. Maybe the part where Gabby looks like she's in her 30s. Jessica had spent years dreaming of a baby, and now here she is with an 8-year-old who already has her own world. Karl tells her not to overthink it and to give things time. The next morning, Gabby wanders into Rhiannon's room and notices her athletic awards. She asks if she'll be expected to play sports too. Ain't nobody expecting you to do anything. Rhiannon assures her she can do whatever she likes and mentions she'll be enrolled in school soon, where she can make friends. Gabby doesn't look convinced. Later, Gabby notices Jessica's medical alert bracelet and asks what it's for. Jessica explains she's allergic to latex, and the bracelet ensures she's never exposed to it. Latex? I think she just likes it raw. Gabby then asks for caviar, saying her real mother is a famous singer who always makes it. Jessica says they don't have any, but promises to get some. She offers to help bathe Gabby, but Gabby says she can just use the sink.
"I don't need help getting washed. There's a stool by the sink."
Girl, that's why you stink. Later, when Jessica presses her to take a bath, Gabby yells no at her.
Oh, I washed. I don't need a
At
bath.
some point, you're gonna have to take a bath.
I said no!
I know y'all going to hell too. Jessica takes Gabby along to an open house at the Palmer property. When the Palmers ask where she's from, Gabby says Monaco, which contradicts everything in her file. After they leave, Jessica asks why Gabby is a lying hoe. The Palmers return shortly after because Mrs. Palmer forgot her phone, and while searching for it, they find Gabby has completely messed up the kitchen.
I'm helping.
What a little shit. Jessica vents to Lanny, frustrated by Gabby's behavior and only wanting to take sink baths. Lanny tells her to be patient because they can't just return her a few days in. That night, Karl suggests getting Gabby a therapist. Jessica worries it'll make her feel like something is wrong with her. They remind each other that Rhiannon also gave them a tough time when she was young before eventually settling down, and they hope Gabby will do the same. Very early one morning, Rhiannon wakes up startled to find one of the 7 dwarves standing in her room. Karl and Jessica address the intrusion, but Gabby pushes back, asking if she has to be like Rhiannon to be loved. Karl makes it clear to her that Rhiannon is loved simply because she's Rhiannon, not because of her achievements. Gabby is soon enrolled in school. Her teacher, Mrs. Benefield, assures Jessica that Gabby will catch up with the 2nd grade in no time. In class, though, a little girl says,
You're funny looking. You're a bitch.
That same afternoon, Rhiannon comes home to Gabby staring at her.
She's creepy.
When Rhiannon goes to her room, she's furious to find all her awards moved into Gabby's room. Karl and Jessica sit Gabby down and tell her to return everything she took from Rhiannon's room, including a purple Barbie doll sweater that she's now wearing, and to apologize. Gabby acts entitled, so Jessica explains firmly that being part of the family doesn't mean things are handed to her. She has to earn them. Karl sends her to her room, but she refuses.
Or I will pick you up and I'll carry you there.
In response, Gabby gets up and... Lifetime is crazy for this one. The next morning, Jessica trips on Gabby's teddy bear at the top of the stairs and sprains her hand. She's convinced it was placed there deliberately. Karl dismisses it, telling her an 8-year-old is not a master criminal. Shortly after, Jessica discovers Gabby has been using her laptop to search adoption regulations, a strange behavior for a child her age. When she searches Gabby's room, she finds tampons, which deepens her suspicion that Gabby might not actually be 8 years old. Then comes word from school that Gabby has gone missing. They rush over in a panic, searching everywhere, only to find her quietly reading a book far beyond her grade level. Mrs. Benefield is stunned. That evening, Jessica shares her suspicions with Lonnie. She thinks Gabby might actually be an adult claiming to be a teenager. Lonnie suggests she could just be gifted, but Jessica isn't buying it. Too many things don't add up. On a Saturday, Derek comes to pick Rhiannon up so they can both attend the science center. While waiting, Gabby begins flirting with him.
I lost my earring. I found it. See how nice they are?
Rhiannon walks in, sees what's happening, and reports it to Karl and Jessica. Karl struggles to believe an 8-year-old would behave that way, but Jessica has had enough. Between the tampons, the flirting, and everything else, she's convinced Gabby's not a child. Karl agrees they need to confront her directly. They do, but Gabby shuts them down, insisting she's 8 and screaming that she wishes she'd never joined the family. Getting nowhere, Karl brings up the therapist again. Dr. Lee meets with Gabby, asking about her time in Portugal, the earthquake, and how she feels about her new family. Dr. Lee initially concludes that Gabby may be suffering from trauma, causing her to see everyone as a threat. But when Jessica raises her concerns about the lying and unusual behavior, Dr. Lee says she may need to reassess. If Gabby has been lying about her age, it could point to something beyond trauma, possibly psychopathy, which would make her genuinely dangerous. That same night, Rhiannon wakes to find Gabby standing over her, holding a pair of scissors. Before anything happens, Jessica rushes to stop Gabby, so Gabby runs away. It's giving Chucky. Meanwhile, a neighbor spots Jessica grabbing Gabby. The next morning, they send Rhiannon to stay with Lanny for her safety. Shortly after, child welfare officers showed up following a complaint. Around the same time, Rhiannon calls to say a photo of the family has been posted online with captions painting Karl and Jessica as abusers. Jessica is certain Gabby is behind all of it. For the first time, Karl is beginning to see it too, though he's still not fully there. Jessica tracks Gabby's grandmother, June, at a care facility. June tells her that Gabby looks nothing like her mother. Karl, meanwhile, investigates Gabby's previous foster home, but still struggles to fully commit to Jessica's theory. Fed up, Jessica puts it plainly. She believes Gabby may not be the real Gabby at all, and that she swapped birth certificates with another child back at the orphanage. They move to pressure Gabby into telling the truth. Mid-confrontation, Jessica suddenly goes into anaphylactic shock. Karl grabs her epinephrine, administers it, and calls an ambulance. He quickly realizes she came into contact with latex rubber, and Gabby's expression says everything. She tries to run, but Karl grabs her and leaves her with Oliver while he rushes Jessica to the hospital. Jessica is stabilized. She's certain Gabby planted the latex deliberately, but there's still no hard proof. Regardless, Karl finally agrees that something has to be done and makes plans to have Gabby return to the orphanage. Rhiannon rushes to the hospital after hearing the news, and her parents promise to explain everything. Back home, Jessica convinces Gabby to take a bath while they prepare for her return. In that moment, Gabby finally breaks. She admits she is 15, not 8. She changed her birth certificate with a younger child at the orphanage because she knew only small children got adopted. She insists her age is the only thing she has ever lied about. Jessica pushes for more, but before she can get anywhere, Gabby slips away. The family panics and alerts the police. That night, Karl hears a sound in the house and goes to investigate. Jessica tries to distract him, but he follows it straight to a cupboard and finds Gabby bound inside. Apparently, Jessica had found her, tied her up, and hidden her there out of fear that Gabby would eventually kill her. Also, it is revealed that it was Jessica who planted the latex rubber, not Gabby. She framed Gabby. Jessica says she did it because Karl never believed her. The whole family is now seeing how crazy Jessica is. The next morning, the police take Jessica. The doctor diagnosed her and says she has been suffering from a delusional disorder that caused her to see Gabby as a dangerous threat, when in truth, Gabby was just a troubled child. The doctor says behavioral therapy could help, but only if Jessica is willing. At home, Karl sits with Gabby and gently asks why she moved Rhiannon's things. She admits she wanted to be loved the way Rhiannon is loved and thought having her things might somehow make that happen. Karl tells her quietly that they want to make things right and asks her to give them another chance. I know you lying. 3 months later, Jessica is carrying the weight of guilt for what she did to Gabby. Karl reminds her it was the disorder, not her. He tells her Gabby is settling in well and hands her a knit Gabby made for her. Jessica is moved to tears. Meanwhile, Gabby is still quietly finishing a cigarette and using Rhiannon's lipstick and hair clip. So the hoe was always an adult hoe? The way my jaw stayed in place? This is literally the Tubi version of Orphan 2009. What did you guys think of this one?
Hey, if you like this video, make sure you subscribe now and turn on the notification because YouTube isn't recommending my videos. And if you like to watch more foolishness, click here or here.